Couple of things to get out of the way real quick before we jump into the latest disaster at CNN. This is going to be the only video today. I'll be back to our regular schedule tomorrow. Going to try to make up for the missed video this weekend. I've got something to take care of this afternoon. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you guys before, but I'm building a new studio / man cave in my backyard. They're almost finished with the construction. I got to take care of a few things this afternoon so we can finally get this thing done. Number two. If any of you guys are good at graphic design, good using Photoshop, and are looking to make some extra money, shoot me an email at btlkc84@gmail.com. I have been looking to overhaul the graphics, the video overlays here on the channel for a while now. I was working with my original designer, had all the ideas sent over to him. All of a sudden, he just disappeared. He ghosted me. I hadn't paid him yet, so I'm not out any money, just lost time. So if any of you guys are interested in making a little bit of extra money and are good at doing things like that, hit me up and we'll work out all the details. All right, let's get into this. There are a lot of different aspects that go into change. For example, change takes time. When I was looking to quit my job and focus on YouTube full time, it didn't happen in a week, in a month, or even a year. I put a lot of thought into the channel months before I even launched on YouTube. Took another 18 months or so before I was in the financial position that I could safely quit my job. Another thing that it takes to make changes is willingness. You got to be willing to change. Depending on the situation, you have to be fed up to the point that you're willing to do whatever it takes, accept whatever consequences that may come in order to change direction. It also takes courage. Sometimes the only difference between success and failure is having the courage to change. Oftentimes, people, businesses, they get stuck in the comfort of complacency, the status quo. We've always done things this way. It's worked in the past. It's what we're comfortable doing. My former employer was a classic example of the comfort of complacency. The company is successful. They run efficiently, but there was just very little growth. Nothing ever changed. There was no youth in the company. 70% of the employees were over the age of 55. Leadership never changed. They've had the same leaders for 30 plus years. Now, you could look at that as a sign of stability or as a sign of complacency. When you have the same leadership in place for that long, especially when they're stuck in their own ways, nothing ever changes. When CNN President Chris Licht took over this past spring, he vowed to make changes at the network. We are moving in a new direction. No more OMB. No more Chrissy C. No more talking booty with Tutti Frutti. We are returning to the original CNN, the most trusted name in news. We have covered all these supposed changes at CNN extensively here on the channel. No one expected this to happen overnight. When you are attempting to do the impossible, eradicate the woke fungus from a network that has been 100% infected, it's going to take a lot of time to make this happen, if it ever happens. 99.9% of the time, it is impossible to eradicate the woke fungus. There's no cure for the disease. ESPN tried it, 3, maybe 4 years ago? They're still tag teaming the cucumber in the break room. CNN has one major problem: ratings. No one is watching the network. They prepare the woke sausage in the morning, no one eats it. Shit sandwiches for lunch, no one eats it. Spicy wiener for dinner, it sits so long it becomes wrinkled. When Chris Licht said he was going to fix the ratings problem, I was under the impression that we were going to see actual change. New faces, new shows. Instead, all we have seen is a swapping of the shit fucks. He put Jake the Bongo Tapper in prime time. Failure. Last month, the Tapper landed a primetime interview with Joe Biden, who some people believe is the president. Of course, Joe Biden doesn't believe that propaganda. He continuously calls his wife the president or his husband, or calls the laughing hyena Harris the president or his kissing cousin. Anytime Donald Trump is interviewed, draws millions of viewers. The Bongo Tappers interview with Joe Biden drew around 800,000. That's either an indictment on CNN and their lack of relevancy, or Joe Biden, or maybe even both. Another exciting change Chris Licht made was what he called a revamp in our morning lineup. Our viewers have been complaining. They say the face of Brianna Kyler shrivels their pig in a blanket. We are bringing young, fresh faces to our morning show. 5 mornings a week, our viewers will enjoy fresh lemons, beautiful poppies with a glass of Tom Collins. The 2 or 3 hours in the morning, those hours are critical for a cable news network. It sets the tone for the rest of the day. You want to wake people up with positivity in the morning with the hope that that audience rides with you into the afternoon. Hit them with hard news and opinion in prime time. If your morning show is drawing low ratings, it can potentially drag down the rest of the daily lineup. Throughout the month of October, Bitter Brianna Kyler was averaging around 400,000 viewers in the morning. Chris Licht had the perfect solution. We're going to pair Don Lemon with Kaitlan Collins and Poppy Harlow. This will keep the morning wood strong for all our lonely male viewers. We have Donnie for the rectum respecters, Kaitlan and Poppy for lonely men who have no idea how to satisfy a woman. Poppy Harlow? Who in the fuck is Poppy Harlow? One thing CNN is desperately missing at this point is stars. They don't have star power. Chris Licht wants a more centrist approach. He's had months to go out and find someone with star power, someone that is a moderate. And the best you can come up with is Poppy Harlow? If you're serious about being down the middle, why would you have Don Lemon and Kaitlan Collins on in the morning? For one, most people have never heard of Kaitlan Collins. She's best known for being the CNN reporter who got kicked out of the Trump White House press corps. She kept asking Donald Trump about the Russian collusion bullshit, which everyone but the shitfucks in the media knew was a fabricated fairy tale. Donald Trump finally had enough of the bullshit, kicked her ass out. I guess Chris Licht thought Kaitlan Collins was a moderate since she started her career at the Daily Caller, but all of that was before she was baptized and born again. The problem with Kaitlan Collins, she's not woke enough for the average shitfuck, and her propaganda reporting doesn't appeal to normal people. Check out this clip from 2 years ago, where she tries pushing mythical racism on the Trump administration. You tell me if this is what moderate journalism looks like. Roll the film.
He didn't know who the Proud Boys were. The first time I heard of them was in the debate, but the media continues to put these names into circulation and give them a lot of public attention.
But he was given about 12 hours, more than that, since from the debate from when he was asked to clarify yesterday. And he didn't come out and clarify yesterday. Instead, he did what you did when John asked you to unambiguously denounce these groups. You just pointed to past things that you've said. You can't. I just don't understand why you knew you were going to get these questions and you don't have a statement ready to just say, we do unambiguously denounce these groups.
Caitlin, you know what is? Do you know why people have lost trust in the media? There was a reporter from your network yesterday, and in a tweet said, "quote the president."
I'm asking you a question. I don't even know what you're going to bring up, but that has nothing to do with what I'm asking you.
I sat here when you lobbed your partisan attack question, so you will allow me to give an answer. The president and someone from your network said yesterday in a tweet, the president dodged a question about white supremacy. That was a tweet from a CNN reporter. The president specifically, verbatim, was asked yesterday, white supremacy, do you denounce them? To which he responded, I have always denounced any form of that. Those are the facts. And CNN, I know that truth is of no moment to your network, but those are the facts.
The moderately woke trifecta made their highly anticipated, highly promoted CNN debut Tuesday morning. Oh, it was filled with bongo banging and tall salad slanging. There were plenty of cucumbers in the salad. Don's lemons were fresh, prepped for the squeeze. The poppies were ripe and ready for opiate production, ensuring the handful of people watching would fall right back to sleep. They even came up with an original, catchy title for the show, CNN This Morning. Whoa, I am sure a lot of thought went into that title. MSNBC has Morning Joe. Fox has Fox and Friends. They put their brains together at CNN, and all they could come up with was CNN This Morning. When the ratings were released, Chris Licht was probably begging for the return of Bitter Brianna Kyler. She was averaging over 400,000 viewers last month. This new lineup with 3 replacement shitfucks debuted with 387,000. Just 71,000 in the key 25 to 54 demo. CNN's moving in the opposite direction. Typically, when a new show debuts, the premiere episode sees a spike in the ratings. Then the ratings slightly decline and settle on an average. Of course, if the show's worth watching, ratings will increase. After seeing a few clips, I don't think that's going to be the case for Donnie and his broom riders. Check out a couple of these clips I pulled from Kaitlan Collins' Twitter account. For some unknown reason, she's calling herself Kaitlan Collins Turtleneck. I couldn't figure out why. I found no evidence that she identifies as a turtle or is married to one. But anyway, when you're promoting a new show to your lonely male followers, you're going to post your most interesting clips. These are the clips the turtleneck thought would attract the lonely men. Watch for yourself.
Can I tell y'all? Obviously, you know, I just moved here. You know the intimate details of my move. There was a Halloween parade outside my apartment last night.
We got the
that
text.
went until like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Yes. Blaring music.
Yes.
All of this stuff as I was trying to go to sleep early, like first day of school feeling.
So many hours.
Caitlin's texting us.
You got 6
You
hours.
got 6?
And you?
Caitlin's texting us. I'm like, welcome to New York, girlfriend. Get used to it. Me, like, my kids got home from trick-or-treating super late. My husband's like, why aren't you asleep? And I was like, this is my new life, babe.
I could not go back to sleep. Also, my friends threw like a little dinner party celebration last night, like 8 of us, maybe 10 of us, and they kept trying to give me wine. It's like, I gotta go.
I think you need new friends.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to dinner at 6 p.m.
I have 2 new friends. Right, so I'm so happy.
I don't know about you guys, but the last thing I want to hear about in the morning is Don Lemon telling me about his dinner party. I don't need the details. I don't want to know what you and your brigaders are doing at nighttime. Every change Chris Licht has made has been a huge embarrassing failure. There's a reason for that. Chris Licht is afraid to make real change. He's afraid to make significant changes at CNN. He's lacking the one thing he needs, the courage to do so. Yeah, you fired Brian Stelter, the donut diva, but you replaced him with Chris Wallace, who on his debut episode told the world that he feels like a woman. Chris Licht is afraid to fire Don Lemon. Wolf Blitzer, not drawing ratings. Anderson Cooper, not drawing ratings. On Tuesday, CNN didn't have one show that eclipsed 650,000 viewers. The majority were in the 400,000 or 500,000 range. Once again, CNN, of course, didn't crack the top 50 on cable. I know change takes time, but leadership has to be willing to make the changes, and I'm just not seeing it at CNN. Chris Licht says all the right things, but I don't know. For some reason, it seems like he's afraid to follow through. Maybe it's all the resistance, all the backlash that he's receiving internally. Maybe he doesn't have the ideas. Maybe he's just scared. I don't know. You tell me. You let me know why. Why does it seem like CNN is resistant to change? Donnie, his broom riders, they debut with abysmal ratings. Going forward, you think ratings will increase or decrease? You let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.